All right. Welcome once again to the session. I hope you have your book with you. Please open the book on page 34. We've last left at page 34. But before we come to page 34, somebody had asked about reference material. If there is reference material that we can help understand these teachings more. So, of course, almost every book by Master Choa contains a section on character development and the five virtues. So that, of course, as far as this book is concerned, that is recommended reading. Also, I think if you look at the Indian scriptures, our Indian Shastra, you will find there is a lot of material, although it may not be presented in the same manner as Master has done it, but it is available. So, for example, in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, you will find that, he's given the 8 limbs of yoga. If you want to practice spiritual development, you do it by, he prescribes 8 limbs. Now, 2 of those limbs are, what we call character development. He calls them yama and niyama. Things to do, things not to do. If you have read the Bhagavad Gita, again, guidance on character development, on the virtues is scattered all through. If you read the commentaries on the Upanishads, there is a term there, adhikarin, who is authorized or who has the, let us say, the karmic blessing to progress spiritually or to understand these teachings. So the term they use is adhikari, adhikarin. So there again, they give qualifications. What are the qualifications to study the spiritual texts? So these are different. I mean, all of them may be too much, but you can pick one of them. But our own Mahaguruji, Lord Ram, so the Ramayana or the Valmiki Ramayana, then the Ramcharitmanas, they give us a lot of text on, because the great thing about Lord Ram is he lives the virtues. He's a very virtuous person, correct? You remember that his life is a teaching on how to live virtuously. So, for example, the Vibhishan Gita, it's a part of the Ramcharitmanas. And my colleague Charu Sharma has taken a session on Vibhishan Gita. Essentially, Vibhishan Gita is where Lord Ram is giving a short lecture to Vibhishan, where he's telling him how virtues will help him conquer Ravana. Ravana is a great warrior, lot of weaponry, this, that, and so on. So, but being dharma, how dharma will help conquer adharma. And similarly, there is the Ram Gita, where Lakshmana, the brother of Lord Ram, approaches him and says, how can I be more like you? How can I progress spiritually? So there is that lecture, and I hope Charuji will do a session on the Ram Gita also soon. And of course, master's books, Achieving Oneness with the Higher Soul, Om Mani Padme Hum. Practically every book has a section on character development. Yeah. Okay, let's come to the book. Page 34. We had done Sutra number 1. We had done. Just a quick, let's just staying on Sutra number 1. There is a line there. Master says, practice a high degree of honesty. Now, why does he say high degree? Why does he not say practice total honesty or absolute honesty? Something to think about. मास्टर जो हैं ये क्यों कह रहे हैं कि हाई डिग्री, ये क्यों नहीं कह रहे कि पूर्ण honesty, संपूर्ण honesty? Why not be completely honest? Why only have a high degree of honesty? So if you think about it, I mean, I thought about it, some thoughts that came to my mind is that really complete, full honesty is perhaps not possible. Why? Because, our own ignorance, we ourselves don't know reality, or our knowledge is incomplete. Correct? Also, sometimes there are practical reasons. For everything, you cannot give the whole long-winded explanation for everything. Sometimes you keep things short and simple just out of practicality. This much is enough. Just listen to this and go and do it. So sometimes, it is just high degree of honesty rather than complete absolute honesty can be a practical solution. Now, these are my thoughts. You please think about it and do share your thoughts on this. Let's read on. It starts with honesty, honesty to others and honesty to oneself. So, no choice. There is no choice in the matter. You start, what starts with honesty? Your life starts with honesty. Your spiritual development starts with honesty. Whatever you want to start with honesty. Start now. So, firm resolution. Let's make a firm resolution. From now, I will practice a high degree of honesty. And the results Master has described already. Better life. Your life will be better because you will judge people, judge situations better. You will make the better decisions. You will make the right choices. Of course, your character development will be better. Your spiritual progress will be faster. And one thing from my personal experience, if there is a lot of untruth that you have practiced, it is like a burden. There is the fear of being found out. There is the fear of being caught out. है ना? उसको पता तो नहीं पड़ जाएगा. You are always fearful of being found that you have been untruthful. Or there may be guilt. Yes, because that you have not spoken the truth. So fear, guilt, and so on will be there. So if you practice honesty, think how, at an emotional level, how much lightness there will be. There is a saying, the truth will set you free. How does it set you free? Because this burden goes away. ये जो वजन हम अपने ऊपर डालते हैं of untruths, that will go away. And one more thing that will happen is, which is an essential part of a good life and spiritual progress, mental body will start gaining control over the emotional body. We had discussed, you remember, that sometimes our untruths are because of emotional weaknesses. So the emotional body gains control over the mental body. So when you start practicing honesty, you may find that your mental body is gaining control over your emotional body. Okay, shall we go on? Sutra 3 and 4. Honesty must be balanced with non-injury and loving kindness. You should practice honesty most of the time. If honesty is in conflict with loving kindness and non-injury, loving kindness and non-injury supersede honesty. That means they come before, they are higher than honesty. So I hope this is obvious. I don't think we need to discuss on this. Yes. But one thing here is that this does not give us the license to lie. What it means is that we must still be honest, but in a kind, loving, non-injurious manner. Be aware of the emotional impact of what you are saying. For example, your child has drawn some picture. Now you can be very blunt and say, what rubbish, ye kya banaya hai tumne? Or you can say, oh, very nice. I'm so surprised that you made something, at your age, you are doing something like this. I think if you take more tuition or take training or learn from a good teacher, you will really develop. Which of the two, it's obvious, which one will be nurturing, which one will be better, right? Like I think I described to you, if you have to give feedback to somebody, the way Master has explained, he said, first, you say 3 to 5 positive things. When you have to give feedback, somebody says, I keep asking for feedback. It's okay. With me, you may not practice this. But certainly with other people, what you need to do is somebody asks you for feedback. मैं कैसी लग रही हूँ? Somebody did something and says, okay, how was it? So first 3, 4, 5 nice things. Then you can talk about 1, 2, or 3 shortcomings or areas of improvement. You say, yes, this part could have been better. This was very nice. Your presentation was very nice. You showed a lot of confidence. Your voice, your delivery was good. Not being untruthful, but truthfully find 3 to 5 positive things. And then you can point out 2 or 3 mistakes or, areas of improvement. Shall you go on? Number 5. Sutra number 5. When you master honesty, your mind becomes razor sharp. Razor, you understand? Sharp blade. You can penetrate very deeply, seeing things as they are without delusions. You remember we talked about glamour? Glamour. Some sutras ago, we talked about glamour. So when you master honesty and your mind becomes sharp, one benefit is you cut through glamour. Glamour is like an illusion, a delusion. It's like a layer which prevents you from seeing reality. You will be able to cut right through it and get to the reality. Correct? So you also recall discernment. Now discernment के लिए हमने देखा था what are the requirements? Sharp mind, mental industriousness. You have to make mental effort. And of course, if your mind is sharp, you can practice discernment. You can see true, false, important, not important, high priority, low priority, real, unreal, etc. So what Master is telling us is that practice of honesty is essential for all of this. Whether you want discernment, you want to avoid glamour, you want to see things as they are without delusion. Yes? I hope we are communicating. Do things because you think they are right, because you think they are good. If you don't practice this, what are you doing? You are following others. Why are you doing something? Because everyone else is doing. Because my family is doing. Because my friends are doing. Because सारी दुनिया कर रही है, तो why should I not do? But that then becomes mental slavery. Mental slavery. I may be using a slightly harsh word, but that's what it is. You are practicing mental slavery. Real freedom, we've talked about it earlier. Real freedom, real independence means you do your own thinking. You come to your own conclusions. All right? A person with a sharp mind, we are on page 35 now, first sutra. A person with a sharp mind and an iron will means strong will, unshakable, can do almost anything. Now, very, very nice sutra. It's revealing a lot of secrets. So, you recall we talked about it that, humans are also a kind of animal, but we are neither as fast as the fastest animal. We are not the most powerful. We are not the most flexible. We can't climb trees. We can't swim in water, etc., etc. I mean, not as well as other animals. What makes us powerful is the mind. Manushya, manas, the mind is what makes us powerful. This is our main instrument. And sharpness determines how powerful our instrument is, how strong our instrument is. Now, it is one thing to have a sharp mind, but if you never act on it, Master used to sometimes make a joke. He used to use a term, NATO, NATO. So, I mean, in India, we don't understand NATO so much, but in the US, for example, they know it is a military alliance between many nations. So Master used to ask, okay, what is NATO? So people would talk about that alliance. He would say, no, NATO, NATO means no action, talk only. or no action, thinking only. So all this mental activity is there, but if will is not there, you don't act on it, then what is the point? So Masters distinguishes between sterile intelligence which doesn't act out, which is not put into action, and active intelligence, which is put into action. It's a very common problem. All of us know that we should go to the gym or do exercise regularly, but thoda will weak, so we find excuses. People who have addictions, it's not like they don't know, the harm they are causing to themselves because of the addiction, but the will is weak. Yeah. Change of character, change in our weaknesses, improving on acting on our weaknesses. What does it require? Iron will. Mind will tell you what to do, but without the will, we don't do it. Am I right or am I right? Okay, I see our time is up.